Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Whisper. My name is Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So we're in standard tuning for this, and the first chord that we need is a C major chord. Now C major is a 3 on the A string, 2 on the D, an open G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We're going to talk through the chords first, then how we play those afterwards. The second chord that we need is an E minor chord, which is an open E string, 2 on the A and D strings, 0 on the G, 0 on the B, and 0 on the high E string. So that's your second chord that we need. The third chord that we need is an A minor chord, which is an open A string, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We won't play the E string for this A minor chord. And the last chord that we're going to need for this part of the song is an F major chord, which is 3 on the D string, 2 on the G, 1 on the B and the E string. Bit of a tricky chord to play at times, but that's the last chord that we need. So those chords in that order will get you through most of the song. So C to E minor, A minor to F. Now the song starts off with a little bit of a melody. We're going to jump in with the guitar part, which has a finger style type of playing. So I'm going to get rid of my plectrum, and what we do on the C major chord is we play the low note along with the B string, and then I'm going to play the G and then the D string, and then I'm going to go back to the A string. And then when I've played the low A string again, I'm going to go to the G and then the B. That type of strumming is going to get you through most of the first verse. We can then do the same for the E minor, then the A minor, and then the F. So I'm always playing the low note of the chord, followed by the pattern that I've just gone over. And we'll do it twice for every chord. So when Myles starts singing, that is the first verse, and we loop round those chords in the fingerstyle pattern 2 times in a row. In fact, looking over to my note, there is then a pre-chorus part where you play the exact same chords, so C, E minor, A minor, F, 2 more times round before we get to a change, which is the chorus. So the main difference is when we get to the chorus is that the chords stay the same but the strumming changes. So I'm going to now grab a plectrum for this, and the strumming we have the strumming is consistent between every chord that we play, and slowly we have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If you want to count along with that, that would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And on that very first strum, I'm only focusing on the lower notes of the chord. It seems to be what they do on the track. It's a very common chord progression, so yeah, we'll try and do the same. So yeah, that first down, down is going to be a few strings, then all of them. And we'll do that for every chord. Now you might have noticed on that F chord, I went to, well, this version of F, which is very similar to the version of F that we looked at earlier. It's just I've moved my little finger in place of that finger, and this finger's free to go to 3 on the A string. It's a very common voicing of F. Feel free to use that one if you feel a little bit more confident, especially if you know some bar chords. But yeah, that's a nice version as well. However, this version will work great. Now, after the chorus is played through twice, we have this very small break. I'm going to call it a post-chorus, you can call it a break, just a little section. It's just one bar where it goes back to that C chord, and we play that twice before it leads back into the second verse. And just looking over to my notes again, we have a ton of repetition. So there is a second verse, a second pre-chorus, where we're using the fingerstyle pattern to get through those sections. We have a chorus, exactly the same again. However, we then have a bridge section which is different, and it's worth mentioning that if you want the chord chart for this, where you have all the chords and all the structure wrote out, as well as a PDF of the chords and the lyrics matched up, let's say you want to sing and play along or play along to the track, and you want to know which chord goes with what word, head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description, and you get everything wrote out professionally for the cost of a coffee. So feel free to check that out, but let's delve into the bridge, which is different. So we have 3 chords that we need for this section, and what we're going to do is learn the open chords first, and then I'm going to show you how I believe they do it on the track. So there's a G major chord, that's the first one we need, which is a 3 on the E string, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0 on the D, G and B, and then a 3 on the high E string. That's the first chord that we need. The second chord is an A minor, which we've already looked at, and the final chord of the bridge is an F major. And what happens is they chug away at those 3 chords like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a bar of G, a bar of A minor, and 2 bars of the F chord. However, it seems like the F chord's quite low, and what I can hear on the track is bar chords or power chords, where they're playing just the bottom set of strings. So if you know power chords, then we can use that to mimic the sound that they're playing on the track, which is a power chord on fret 3 of the top string, so 3, 5 and 5, going up to fret 5, and then fret 1. And if you loop that round, that's as close as we can get to what they do on the track. You'll have noticed that I also palm muted, and what that means is taking kind of this part of your hand, resting it on the strings, and that gets this, well, palm muted sound, a partially muted sound, which is not a full sound, not fully scratching, it's in between. And it provides a nice bit of variety for the bridge section. Now we're going to play that 5 times round. The first time round, there's no vocals. The next 4 times round, we do have vocals. And we are almost at the end of the song. There is one difference. We have a chorus section, and the chorus goes back to playing the chords that we know: C, E minor, A minor, and the F chord. However, this time we sustain the chords, and all I mean by sustain is play it once and let it ring out, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So we're just letting that ring out. It's a little bit of a kind of a nice gentle ending to a song. And if you play that through twice, you get to the end of the song. So there we go, a relatively straightforward song. So if you are interested in getting the extra material over on Patreon, like I said, there's a link in the description and you can get that for the price of a coffee, and it also gives you access to over 350 other songs of the latest releases, plus a bunch of Myles Smith songs, because at this point I've done quite a few. So thanks for watching. I also want to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons, so the moment this video goes live, they will get access to that content straight away. So thanks to them, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.